Hey everybody, welcome back at Sports Outside the Box. This is episode 23. Brian, how are you feeling today, man?
I'm good, dude. Driving over here, realizing it's like 80 degrees outside, and it's sunny out too. It's beautiful, dude.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, man. How are you feeling?
Well, that's what I was saying. If it could just be like this when I'm at work.
That's never how it works. So that's not how it's gonna work. It's gonna be. I told you it's gonna be 90-some degrees tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure it's not allowed to work like that just for me.
Yeah,
for some reason.
They're like, the universe is like, Dennis is going to work today. He wants an easier day.
No.
You thought.
No.
100 degrees.
Psych boy, you thought.
Psych boy, you thought. It's over. 100 degrees, hot as hell. It's over.
But to jump into what we're gonna do today, so Brian, were you impressed by anybody for week 1 of the preseason?
There's a you can go with a handful of guys that are pretty impressive if you want, look at everything. Mainly like younger guys, like let's say Kyler Murray, number 1 overall pick.
Oh yeah.
He didn't do too much, but he looked good when he was on the field. He had the one drive. He completed six passes. I think 6 for 6.
Yeah.
And
I think it was 5 for 6.
5 for 6 or something. It was like about 40-something yards. Yeah. He looked good. He looked confident. He had some nice throws. Some of them were easier throws, but the way this offense is, it's going to be a lot of quicker, easier reads. That's going to make him play a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I think he looked really good. I like that rookie receiver that plays for the Dolphins. He's an undrafted rookie. Preston Williams. He had that one-handed catch on the sideline.
Against my Falcons.
Yeah. He had a few other good catches. He had like 4 catches for 90-some yards. He looked pretty good too. That's just 2 players that kind of stood out for me.
Daniel Jones. Goodness gracious.
Oof.
I'm telling you, the NFC East has a problem because if Daniel Jones was going to sling the ball like that, I think he went 6 for 6.
Yes.
He's the one that went perfect.
Yep.
Kyler went off on 1 throw, but Daniel Jones, man, that touchdown pass.
That was a thing of beauty.
I said, how did you do that?
It was perfect too. If you watch it, he saw the receiver before he even made the cut. That ball was gone. It was already out of his hands.
And I'm like, it went right. So if you're looking at it, like he threw it exactly to the corner, beat the guy underneath, over the top. The guy didn't even see the ball coming.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I'm telling you, that's it. Daniel Jones.
That's a man right there. That's a grown man. We'll see what happens. Coming out of college, everyone would say, how accurate, how decisive he was. How you had a nice, little, bag of, different balls to throw. You can throw it over the top. You can throw a nice bullet pass or whatever. It's just that he didn't have the talent around him in Duke per se. He's got a little more talent now.
Yeah.
So it's looking like he's doing all right. It scares me, Dennis.
What you don't want to hear is Daniel Jones, mama.
There goes that man again.
There goes that man again.
I don't want that. I just don't.
Because I was like, when they drafted Carson Wentz, I was like, you got to worry about him now. Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott. So now you just have to hope that Dwayne Haskins, he didn't look too bad.
No.
He didn't look too bad.
No. I thought he had some ups and downs. When his first throw was a laser on the run.
That was on the rollout.
Yeah, it was a beauty.
It looked great.
And the thing that stood out for me was the arm strength. I'm used to, Colt McCoy or Case Keenum throwing the ball. Even Alex Smith, he doesn't have a huge arm. He has a good arm, but not a huge arm.
Alex Smith likes to throw slants, though.
Yeah, he does.
Slant machine.
He's a short yardage guy. That's what he is. And that was not what Dwayne was trying to do on Thursday. Just about every completion he had was about, like a 20-yard catch at least. 20-plus yards. Those balls he completed were accurate. It's just those interceptions, they just didn't look too good.
They didn't look that great at all.
But that's part of growing, That's
of course.
Any quarterbacks who did that. Peyton Manning, his first start in the preseason, he had similar numbers. He threw about 2-3 picks. He threw for over 100 yards, and
we see what Peyton Manning grew to.
Right.
So.
Not necessarily saying it's going to happen like that, but it's just showing that you're out there, you're in a different environment, you're with the best of the best. And, it takes a little bit getting used to. You saw him have some confident throws. The ones he threw those picks on, you can see he was kind of, backpedaling, threw it off his back foot. He wasn't as confident. That's just good. That's just something you can teach and grow. But I think there's a lot to grow on what we saw, the little bit we saw on Thursday.
I know for me, the receiver on the Falcons, his name is Russell Gage.
Mm-hmm.
My man, I'm telling you, what is his name? Our fourth string receiver. Now I'm being terrible. Justin Hardy.
Yep, Justin Hardy.
Justin Hardy he wants to lose his job.
I mean, he hasn't done anything to really separate himself in the last couple of years.
Yeah, because so Russell Gage, he had 3 catches for 33 yards. Somebody else who's to definitely watch out for is Almighty Zacchaeus.
Omidi?
Where's his name?
Yeah, I see it right there.
It's right there. Olamide Zacchaeus? I don't know how to say his name.
Sure.
I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But those are 2 guys to definitely watch out for the Falcons because they've been playing great during training camp. They've been playing great for the preseason. And I'm excited. Russell Gage played good during the Hall of Fame game. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I want to see if he can knock out Justin Hardy. Like you just said, Justin Hardy ain't really done that.
He has some plays here and there, but nothing that really says I need this man on my team necessarily.
Exactly. I'm like Russell Gage and Zacchaeus. I'm not saying his first name ever again, but Zacchaeus. They both look pretty prime to me. They could be the 4 and the 5. They have the 4th and the 5th spot on the roster to me. I think the only reason you would keep Justin Hardy is if he's showing any improvement and he has what's the word I'm looking for? Experience.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I'm like for the Falcons, that was a definitely standout for me. And there was somebody else who did pretty well, and I was actually who I was sitting there just waiting for. David Montgomery.
Yes.
This is the so me and Brian are in a dynasty league together, and Brian just acquired the number 1 overall pick in the league, and yes, he traded Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
he did trade Saquon Barkley.
It was tough.
And what's really surprising, I had Saquon Barkley before. I had Saquon last season, traded him to Brian during the offseason. Brian has already shipped him off, so. Brian's a terrible person.
He was on my team for 2 months maybe.
2 months.
And now
he didn't get to play it down.
No, I had to make a decision that's best for the team. So
yeah, especially because you also have Ezekiel Elliott. So.
Yeah, and I don't know what his situation is there, so I needed to get some more assets, some more players, and you might get the number 1 overall pick. So it's like a full circle coming back around to you.
So I'm in the process of putting. I told Brian it was probably Thursday that I had about 3 trades I wanted to do for him, but I wasn't.
It's just you just weren't ready.
I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger on it.
Right.
But I have some trades in mind. Not anything I'm gonna put out on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll discuss this after the podcast.
Yes. But I'm looking to get that number 1 overall pick because I want David Montgomery. Dude. I don't want Josh Jacobs. I know they keep saying Josh Jacobs is going to be the number 1 overall pick for fantasy for the rookie class. Mm-hmm. No. That David Montgomery looks like a grown man.
He looks like something special, honestly. I mean, he was a 3rd-round pick coming out of he went to Iowa State, I believe. And we even saw some videos during training camp where they finally got some pads on. And he was showing his stuff, He
couldn't go down.
No, he wouldn't. He was breaking tackles. He was looking shifty and strong. And, he knows how to catch the ball really well. So, that they're going to have him in this offense. He's going to be implementing this. He's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to get similar touches to what Jordan Howard had, basically, probably. Yeah. So, and he has more speed, more elusiveness than Jordan Howard does. And he catches the ball better. So his value is already a lot better than Jordan Howard is. So he could be an RB2, RB1 kind of guy for certain teams. And he just looks the part, too. He looks like that's a grown man.
That's what I'm saying. And then the fact that they still have Tariq Cohen in the backfield, I'm like, my goodness. That's a 2-headed monster.
Yeah, especially with that kind of offense where they get creative and they have different packages. They might have 2 running backs out there that the defense has to account for, and it could really pay off for one or the other.
Yeah,
and I mean,
definitely.
And both running backs last year for Chicago, they both had really good numbers, and I feel like it might even be better with David Montgomery, a more special talent than Jordan Howard kind of thing. I'm very impressed with them. I'm interested in them. So
somebody I also might be interested in, Jalen Hurd.
Yes.
I said, boy, that your stock is rising.
Especially with Trent Taylor breaking his foot.
Yep. Yeah, saw that. But when I saw Jalen Hurd, I don't know what his stat line was.
He had like 3 catches for 39 yards.
I think yeah. But I was just like, man. Am I on the Cowboys?
Yeah, you're on the Cowboys.
I'm on the Cowboys. But yeah, I'm telling you, Jalen Hurd, he just might be a problem.
I'll tell you one player that impressed me. Yeah, 3 for 31, 2 touchdowns.
That's what I'm. How many? What is that PPR?
That's that's if it's full PPR, it'd be 6 points for the yards of catch and 12, so 18 points.
18 points.
Right there, it's right there.
Mm.
So and he had 5 targets. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's definitely good.
Yeah, but one player I for all the Redskins fans listening and stuff, one of the players that really stood out for me and a lot of other people, he was a 6th-round pick for us. His name is Jimmy Moreland.
Boy, Jimmy Moore, I'm telling you, Jimmy Moreland, I had commented on something on Instagram, and they were like, oh my God, I want Jimmy Moreland to play this all season. I hope I see Jimmy play this all season. I said, Josh Norman,
Quinn Dunbar,
Dunbar, and Jimmy Moreland. And I said, Jimmy Moreland's playing like this. I said, the Redskins secondary, that's a shutdown.
And we got that D-line too.
Oh yeah, that'll be a shutdown.
So I mean,
like, even be fair.
And he was a 6th-round pick out of SMU, and he had a lot of plays when he played for college. Like, he had a lot of turnovers, a lot of picks. He was a ball hawking machine basically. He comes in here, first game in, he had 6 tackles,
a fumble.
Yeah, 2 forced fumbles.
Oh, I didn't know.
2 forced fumbles, and he had 3 passes defended. And I mean that's some good numbers right there for your first game as a rookie. A 6th-round pick too.
A 6th-round pick.
I mean he's a dog to him. Like if you ever listen to some of the stuff he says, like his interviews and stuff.
I haven't heard anything.
That man he's determined, and he's got fight in him. Like he has something in him that that's gonna push him over the edge to make him that much better. It's very exciting to see something like that. That was probably the biggest thing I saw out of that whole Redskins-Browns game.
Does he have as much heart or as much passion as what's his name, Sheehy on the Browns?
Oh, the punt returner? Yeah. No, nobody has more heart than that dude. The dude was like sleeping outside kind of thing, like charged his phone at a laundry store, and
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you lied. You lied to try to got your way in the building saying one of the coaches. The coach doesn't know who you are. You get in the building, you try out, and you get a roster spot. For the time being, you have a roster spot. And then Odell Beckham. Yep. Odell Beckham said, he's like, I want to be like Odell. Odell gave him the shoes.
Yep.
And he flew.
Oh my gosh. He
flew.
He was flying, dude. He's got some speed. He ran like a 4.3 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And 4.3, 4.4 something. I'm happy for him. That's awesome because that's. It's already tough enough as this to get a tryout. And what he had to do to get there is just impressive.
Yeah, and I said, something that kind of benefits him. We know he's clearly, like, you see all the receivers right here that the Browns were throwing the ball to, and I'm pretty sure some of those are running backs. But the fact that, what's his name? Antonio Callaway, he's messing up. He's messing up. Mm-hmm. He's gonna turn into what's his name? Don't turn into Corey Coleman. Don't turn into Corey Coleman.
Yeah, he
all of a sudden getting in trouble. You start running your mouth about stuff, and all of a sudden you off the team. So I said, Antonio Callaway, you come in overweight. They don't allow you to practice with the first string.
Yeah.
So now you're practicing with the second and the third stringers as if you just walked in the door.
Right.
Now you have a 4-game suspension coming. And I'm like, this, and then I think Freddie Kitchens said something about it. But I can't remember what he said. And like something about him being like, we can't tolerate.
Yeah, he was basically saying, he was like, we're not tolerating anything like that. That's just too much.
So I'm just like, don't mess yourself up. And guys just like guys just like him who have that heart, have that passion, are trying to pretty much put their name out there. His name's out there now. Yes. Everybody's rooting for him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Antonio Callaway.
And it's
be careful.
and it's crazy too because this man He was a rookie last year.
Yep.
And he showed flashes of potential. Like, he had some really good games for the Browns.
Yeah.
I mean, he has speed, athleticism, he has strong hands. And even on Thursday when he played against the Redskins, they gave him 7 targets. He was getting open, he was making some plays, he looked good. Then you want to do something like this and you suspended 4 games. That does not look good for you at all.
I'll say, man, it's week 1 of preseason.
Yep. That's
the big problem for me. And I think something that was exciting for me to see, when you see a country stand behind a player, it's a huge thing. And I can't remember his name on the Buffalo Bills. The guy who's Christian Wade.
Yep.
Christian Wade, there he is. My man had 1 carry the whole game.
1, that's it.
1 carry the whole game. Breaks it off for 65 yards. I don't know if you saw the video of Bleacher Report and I think House of Highlights posted it. But they showed the bars in England. It was a huge bar.
Really?
Everybody went ballistic.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And I was like, man, you have a country standing behind you. I said, that's how people probably feel when they play for when they're in Canada.
Yeah. Well, I know that when he played rugby, he was one of the better players in the league, in the rugby league for them. And he was actually making more money there than he was in the NFL. But he's always wanted to play football. And he's made
He made a name.
Ain't no doubt. And if he's not on their roster, he will be on someone else's roster.
He'll get picked up.
There's no doubt. I mean,
and then he's playing running back. You know for a fact that he can catch.
Yes.
That's he can.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I think between Sheehy, well, if you're rooting for anybody in the league right now, you're rooting for Wade and Sheehy most definitely.
Absolutely.
You want to see them both on a roster hopefully somewhere.
It could just be practice squad too. I mean, that's still making the roster.
Yeah.
That's still, you might be inactive most games, but you're getting paid. You get a whole year to learn, to get better, come to the next offseason and really take that next step to make, contributing. I'll tell you another game that I enjoyed watching. And I made it, I kind of said this in the last podcast, and it was the Steelers and Cardinals game, because I was excited to see what Bruce Arians was going to do in his offense and everything.
This is true.
And it was one of the better games overall. It was a close game, 2-point difference. But you saw I
just realized you said Steelers and Cardinals.
I mean, Buccaneers. He was with the Cardinals.
He was with the Cardinals.
Yeah, thank you.
I was sitting here like Cardinals.
Yeah.
I don't think he's still pleased.
Yeah, I'm glad he said something. But, everybody in this offense that was playing looked good. James Winston, he looked comfortable. He looked calm.
Finally.
Yeah, he made some good decisions. Both are running backs, that weren't too valuable last year and, on the field and fantasy. They looked good this, game. Payne Barber, he had 3 carries, 18 yards and 6 yards a carry. That's pretty good. Ronald Jones had 4.5 yards per carry on 4 attempts. He had 18 yards.
I'm shocked to see is that I know he's the third string guy. Ryan Griffin?
Yeah. Those numbers are awesome.
I'm like, oh my goodness. 26 for 43, 330 yards.
That's what I'm saying. This is that kind of offense that makes is quarterback friendly and makes them elevates them to a whole nother level. And if you're looking at some of the pass catchers, one of them that stands out is Spencer
That's
Snell.
what I'm trying to figure out who that is. Him and Tanner Hudson.
Yeah, both rookies.
I don't want to see them doing this.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to see numbers like that for the Bucs in preseason.
Man, 7 catches, 119 yards on 9 targets. He caught almost everything. That was the same thing for Tanner Hudson.
Oh, man, that is impressive.
And this offense is really good for offensive players. They know how to get people open. They have good schemes. It makes it easy for the quarterback. This could be a very good offense for the Buccaneers. They were last year. They were a good offense last year too. But Bruce Arians is a better coach.
They had I think they had one of the best. But
they also had one of the worst defenses too.
I'm like, they had one of the best passing teams in the NFL last year. But I'm like, when you're always down and you always pass, of course you're gonna.
Yep.
Of course, something's gonna be fluctuated some type of way.
Right.
What you don't want to do is what Anthony Auclair did. You had 4 targets with 1 catch.
But it was 26 yards though for that 1 catch.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another player that stood out in that game.
Who?
And I was, I like him a lot. And if we go back to podcast 2 or 3, we talk about Steelers receivers, and I always talk about how they know how to develop these receivers. All of them. I had a list of all these players. Another one looks like they might have developed well. James Washington.
That's what I said.
Yep, and I mentioned him way back in the day about how he'd be something. He had 5 targets, 4 catches, 84 yards, and 1 touchdown. That's pretty good numbers right there.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, he had a 43 long touchdown catch. Not touchdown catch, just a regular catch. But that's still, I mean, he's showing something there.
Because I know Devin Bush, I heard Devin Bush did really good.
Yes, he did.
How did Devin White do? That's my question.
I don't know if he played.
Did Devin White play? It doesn't look like
He did.
Oh, he did?
He did. He had 1 tackle.
1 tackle. I think Devin Bush had 7 tackles for 3 losses, I think.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
So the Steelers, when I saw that stat, I was like, well,
7 solo
they
tackles.
knew what they were trading up for. Well, they traded to the 10th pick, right?
Yes,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said they knew what they were doing trading up for him.
It was smart. I mean, the Steelers always do well with getting young players, developing them. For the most part, they are. Sometimes they miss out on like Ziggy Hood.
Oh yeah.
Or they drafted him a couple years ago. His last name was Jones. He was a linebacker. I think he was saying his last name was Jones. Anyways, they're pretty good at developing a lot of players, and we're starting to see that. Devin Bush, James Washington, Juju. You know, they've always done that with receivers. I mean, we got James Washington's potential. Juju, we know what Juju could do. Antonio Brown's a 6th-round pick.
Oh, yep.
Antonio Holmes.
What was
Plaxico Burress?
I was about to say where was he drafted? I can't remember where Plaxico was drafted.
He was drafted by the Steelers.
No, but I can't remember.
I don't know where. I don't know either.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. I can't remember where he was drafted.
Hines Ward.
Oh yeah, Hines. Troy.
I mean, shoot, they even made Antoine Randall look good enough that the Redskins gave him a stupid contract.
They sure did.
Yes, they did.
They sure did.
So
the Redskins said, "Oh, Antoine Randall L."
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mike Wallace and Emmanuel Sanders.
That is something I always wonder what could have happened, because I'm like, I didn't know if they were beefing at the time, but Mike Wallace, Emmanuel, you could have Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, Antonio Brown.
Oh my goodness, that's so dirty. And then they had Le'Veon Bell there too. Oh my goodness, that would be dirty.
That's when you have to say some London words and say that's just filthy. That's just filthy. I'm trying to see. I don't think Drew. Did Drew lie?
Yeah, he looked a lot better this game.
17 for 128. I mean, oh my God, that'd be terrible. 17 for 28 and 180.
Touchdown interception. That's better than it was last game.
Most definitely. Joe Flacco, that 3 for 4. I didn't like how that looked. I saw his opening drive. I didn't like how he looked. But then again, nobody in Baltimore liked how he looked.
I know. I was just saying, I was never a big Flacco fan.
Paxton Lynch apparently.
Oh, he had some motivation against his old team. 11 for 15.
Paxton Lynch said, "Oh, y'all want to be disrespectful."
Yeah, Geno Smith. I hate Geno Smith.
Stop it.
I did. I hate Geno Smith.
You act like he's been there was a time where he was in the he was going against you.
He was.
When?
When he was playing NFL. Yeah, when he was playing.
Oh, when he was on the Giants on the bench.
He was just everywhere. I just never liked Geno Smith.
Because you never can find where he is.
He has that face I don't like.
He got that face I don't like.
It just you just look at
him. That's why his teammate punched him in the face.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Why his teammate punched him in the face.
He's probably like, man, I don't like the way you look. I'm gonna change that. Bam!
He says one more thing to me, I swear.
Yeah.
Hey man, how you doing? That's it.
I mean, it's over. Get out of my way, or nope, and that's it.
So I know something we definitely want to talk about. Antonio Brown.
Oh my gosh.
This man is potentially ruining dynasty owners everywhere.
Dynasty owners.
So, and I'm pretty sure that people out there you probably haven't drafted yet. More than likely, you have not drafted yet. If you have, you've drafted way too early.
Yep.
Because you need to at least wait till after we always say week 3
at
of
least.
the preseason. You need to wait till the starters get off the field, and you know that pretty much the 4th game is for everybody still trying to make the team. So you need to wait till at least till after week 3. So if you drafted already, I feel bad for you because I know somebody got Antonio Brown listed. I know somebody did.
Well, like in our dynasty league, Brandon, he just traded for Antonio Brown. He traded DeAndre Hopkins too. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. So he's losing DeAndre Hopkins against Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown's comfortable with not playing anymore.
Yeah, he said he don't need to play. He don't need to show nobody anything. He knows.
And they started showing that old interview from, what was it, the beginning of last season or the earlier this season training camp?
Yep.
Something like that. Not training camp, but earlier.
In the year,
yeah.
right. Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, look at me. He's like, I'm my own brand. I said, hey, you are your own brand. You do what you want. You're Mr. Brown.
Right.
He's like, I'm Antonio Brown, and he's just pretty much made it sound like I'm not no name guy here. Like I'm one of the best people to do it right now in the league.
Right.
So I was like, hey, if you've been wearing that helmet for 10 years, and I don't see what the problem is. I understand.
Helmet's a helmet. That's the way I look at it.
I'm like, I understand that they're trying to make the game safer. I get it. I completely understand. The NFL's probably tired of getting sued by every player that's retiring. They have some type of brain issue. I would just make Antonio Brown sign a waiver of consent, anything that if something happens. So if you want to continue to wear this helmet after you retire, you are not eligible to come back and say anything of the sort about any type of injury. That case closed.
Well, what if he could probably be like, what if this happened before?
I would make it in writing that it has to be like you are not like permitted to do this ever. I don't care if it was the first 10. I don't care if you play 5 or 6 more years. We have no way to determine when this actually happens. So you're gonna sign this paper today.
Well, it's just crazy to me because I mean, on the Raiders side of it. What they gave up necessarily. They didn't give up a whole bunch.
They really didn't.
They gave up a 5th round pick, maybe another pick or something like that. They did give him a big contract.
That's what they did.
And that's the issue there is that they have
a lot of money in him.
Yes, but if he retires though, you don't have to pay that.
Yeah, and that's why I believe John Gruden is kind of like, we support Antonio Brown during this time. Like he's not making a big deal of it because the whole time, if he does retire, okay, you lost a 5th round pick. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's fine. Well, I was thinking, I mean,
I think they lost what? He lost what? A 5th round pick? I'm not going to try to remember right now, but I think they lost a pick for 2020 and 2021. I think.
That's like 2 picks, but it wasn't anything substantial.
No.
So, I mean, and when you look at it like that, it's not like it's terrible, but it sucks because you have this, this future Hall of Famer, probably. I mean, more likely. Yeah. That's on your team, hasn't even played it down for you. He's already causing headaches. I mean, this is perfect for Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect for that.
Yeah.
But this is not what you want on your football team. The Steelers have to be so happy they got rid of all this nonsense.
They're probably thrilled.
Oh, absolutely.
They have to be thrilled. Because just imagine that was happening for them this season.
Right. And I think that's what might have happened with them a little bit last year with, hurt them a game or two, or just throughout the whole year. So they had a lot of drama. The Le'Veon Bell thing looming over their head the whole time. Mm-hmm. Antonio Brown apparently was having issues inside the facility that we weren't aware of.
Yeah.
Causing tension, having other issues. I mean, now that they're free of all of that, they might be able to take another step up. But for Antonio Brown, this does not look good for you. Like, you don't look like a good teammate. You don't look like you're committed.
Does this taint his legacy at all to you, or?
Well, we don't know what's gonna happen yet. I mean, I
say that because we see how Terrell Owens acted on the field and off the field.
That's true.
And how it seemed like as if it was like almost a struggle. Not like a struggle. He only waited one extra year.
Right.
But the fact that you saw a guy like Marvin Harrison go into the Hall before you, and you clearly have the second best numbers in NFL history, and Marvin Harrison's getting in before you.
Right.
So you're sitting here now like, I'm lost. So I'm like, do you think? I think Antonio Brown will have numbers to go into the Hall of Fame, but if he continues to play, does his off the field antics and everything that he's doing, do you think it will hurt him trying to get in just like it was hurting Terrell Owens?
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily that because, I mean, if you look at Terrell Owens through his whole career, had issues off the field. I mean, and being on the team too, he butted heads with a lot of people, McNabb or Jerry Jones or whoever it was.
But it seems like now that's what's happening with Antonio Brown. But it's not the stint of his whole career.
Right.
But now you're sitting there like he has a problem with Mike Tomlin. He has a problem with Ben Roethlisberger. He gets traded. He wanted to get out.
Right.
He made it clear that he wanted out.
Right.
He goes to the Raiders. Now he's causing a problem for the Raiders. And now the Raiders, your number one receiver right now is Tyrell Williams. Goody for you.
Sorry.
So thrilled.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. I mean, it's...
And no more Jared Cook. I'm like, man, I don't know. Josh Jacobs is your number one back.
I like Josh Jacobs.
What did he do? Did he do anything?
He didn't play.
Oh, he didn't play. Okay, so that's why I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely hurts his resume for sure a little bit. Well, they apparently I saw a report saying that they expect him to be back soon. They've been sending him multiple different kinds of helmets to see what works for him.
I saw that too, and he's just like, "No, I want to wear my helmet."
Well, I know he had a meeting with the league about it.
2 hours, yep.
Yeah, so it was a 2-hour thing, and they said that by next week they should have an answer for him whether he can or can't, and that's probably what's going to determine a lot of things for him. If that goes his way, then you'll see him back on that practice field and he'll do his thing. Maybe there won't be any more antics after that, but.
I just want to know. I guess the biggest thing I want to know is what I want to know what's
so great about this helmet.
That's what I want to know.
Right, exactly. I'm the same way. I'm like, a helmet, right? A helmet's a helmet, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, from what I understand, the helmet he's wearing, one of the reasons they kind of want to get rid of that helmet is because they feel like some players think that they don't have as much vision with that helmet they would with the newer styles that they have. So I don't know.
So that's when unless he just wants it to be like, yeah, I did it with this helmet. I did it with the hard helmet. I'm making the case that's why I'm the best receiver in the NFL. I don't know. He's trying to. I don't know what he's trying to do.
It doesn't make much sense to me because
it's scaring me.
Yeah, I mean the man's always been kind of a little different. Like you remember his little Tetris haircut and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean he bleached his hair.
I like the mohawk.
Yeah, the mohawk's cool.
I like the mohawk when he had the mohawk.
Yeah, but I mean it's just I don't know. I think it's just a little bit too much, and I'm sure it's aggravating the coaching staff, players too. They want him out there because they know that this could be a good year for them potentially. Derek Carr wants him out there, get some chemistry going.
Right.
And it's just not happening because of a helmet. I don't see what's so great about the helmet unless it has some superpowers that actually make the Antonio Brown good.
I'm telling you, something's up with that helmet. I'm telling you right now.
There has to be something. There has to be some kind of witchcraft inside of that helmet that takes him to another level, and that's what makes Antonio Brown. He's like, I just can't do it without this.
So it kind of makes him like that. I can't remember the Raiders. That was in the 70s when they had to stick him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's is his helmet his stick him?
Yeah, it might be that. I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's just weird, man. I just don't understand what drives him to say this is what needs to be on retirement. You would think that he would want a newer helmet that's more approved for safety and stuff, so you don't have to worry about that. Not this one. I want this 10-year-old one. I mean, I guess
I want the one that I've had since I've been in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the sentiment to it, or it's where you started. It's how it reminds you of where you came from, I guess, kind of thing. But why don't you put it in a mantle?
That's what I was about to say. Just keep the helmet at home. Put it in your locker. I don't
go to bed with it. I don't care what you do with it. Just whatever you need to do.
You better get that ass on the field.
Yeah, I'll get the ass on the field. That's all I care about. You can do whatever you want with that helmet. You can ride that.
I'm telling you right now. Think about it. Week 3, or let's say it's week 3, week 4, or the week prior to the season starting, and everybody's drafting. You still hear news. Antonio Brown still thinking about retirement.
You don't touch him.
When do you? Because someone's got to take that risk. Somebody has to take. You got to take a risk. Sometimes you got to take a risk.
And most mock drafts, he's been going in the second, third round, which is about right for him. I mean, he's
right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna drop if he's not there in the next week or so. You'll see him getting drafted
But it's like when with Le'Veon Bell. People were like, oh, Le'Veon, but no player had ever did that before. No player had ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
Held out legitly the whole season. That's what makes it scary now for Ezekiel Elliott and Melvin Gordon. That's what makes it. Now you're sitting there okay.
It's been done before. Now we know. We've learned.
Oh, we learned today.
Yeah, we learned.
We learned last year. We learned.
I tell you what, and And one of the drafts I had the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to go with Le'Veon the whole year. The whole time, ever since I had the number 1 pick, I was going to go Le'Veon because, I'm a big fan of Le'Veon Bell and him in the Steelers offense. He's going to be a beast. I was all about it. And he wasn't reporting. He said he wasn't going to report. He said he might not even be there for training camp or after preseason. He wasn't. They said he might miss a game or two. And right before that started, the draft started, I saw that report. And who knows what's going to happen. And I went with Ezekiel Elliott. I never looked back. Parker went and got Le'Veon Bell, I think, with the 2nd pick or something. It ruined his whole draft. Everybody's draft was ruined.
Once you grab a stud, because when you have your first pick, you're looking for that guy. This guy right here is gonna at least hit 15 points to 20 points, 8, 9 times, maybe 10 times this season. I know he can't do it every game.
Yes,
but you're looking for that. You're looking for consistency.
I mean, your first round pick almost makes and breaks your season for fantasy owners. Like, especially if you have a top 5 pick, like that needs to be a surefire number 1 pick, like
Ezekiel
Elliott or Alvin Kamara, Saquon, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it has to be one of those guys it's gonna be there and do the get you 200 to 300 fantasy points for the year.
Devontae Freeman.
No,
Let me stop. Let me stop. I wanted to be.
I'm a Devontae Freeman fan. Don't get me wrong, but he screwed me over like 2-3 years ago. I drafted him the 7th pick, and he was like average,
mediocre.
Yeah, it was upsetting to me.
I was about to say. So, are there any games for week 2? I'm like, you can look at the computer right here. Are there any games for week 2 that I guess kind of stand out to you that you want to see, or you see a certain matchup that you're like, oh yeah, these rookies in this game or whatever, like, should be good?
Do you have one off the top of your head?
For me, I think I'm excited to see the Falcons and Jets. Of course, for me, the Falcons. But I'm excited to see Zacchaeus and Russell Gage. The Jets usually always have a decent, even for preseason that I was looking at. They always usually have decent cornerback play.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, well, this might be Russell Gage and Zacchaeus' time to actually do something. And then we know that the starters are playing this week. Mm-hmm. I was like, it would be really nice to see if Gage, if depending on how he's doing, mm-hmm. if Gage is able to get on the field with the starters.
Yeah.
Another game, and one more game. I'm like excited to see the Giants and the Bears.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to see Daniel Jones. The Bears we know about the Bears defense, but the Bears defense is also good with their backups. So that's what I'm excited to see. I would much rather see the Giants, like we just saw what the Ravens did last week to the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
So I would really like to see. I think Daniel Jones might turn to one of my favorites, and it wouldn't surprise me. But I would like to see the Giants play the Ravens in preseason to see where Daniel Jones is stacking up there.
Yes, like in the 3rd preseason game, we know the starters could be out there.
Oh yeah,
that's the dress rehearsal right there for every NFL team. I'd say a game I'm kind of interested in, just not necessarily for rookies, just to see how it is. I want to see the Eagles-Jaguars game. I know that the second preseason game, the starter's going to be out for probably about at least a few drives, maybe a quarter or so.
Probably a quarter. Yeah,
probably a quarter. I want to see Jacksonville with the new quarterback. Got to see what the rhythm looks like with D.D. Westbrook and Keelan Cole. Leonard Fournette, see how healthy he is. That defense out there against the Eagles with Carson Wentz and Alshon Jeffrey and stuff. You get to see a little bit of Miles Sanders, the rookie running back. See Jordan Howard in a new uniform.
This is true.
So and just Nick Foles playing against the Eagles. It would be kind of cool to see that.
I think that something that's also big for the Jaguar fans for this week. You saw your team pretty much go into a tailspin last week against the Ravens. You want to see them come out this week and tear it up. Like, be like, oh, we know what you did last week. All those points to the Ravens.
Right.
To who? The Ravens.
Yeah.
To Lamar Jackson, Robert Griffin, and excuse me?
Yeah.
No, that's unacceptable. We know how I've said on the podcast already. It's not that I don't like Lamar Jackson. He he's been proving this training during training camp that he's become more accurate. But
I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. I was gonna say that's the thing with Lamar Jackson with me. Like, we know what he can do with his legs. He's a fun guy to watch. He's a nice kid. You like to root for him.
Yeah.
But it's just that he's got arm strength. It's just that does he have the accuracy? Can he read the defense like he's supposed to? Is he making the right reads, making the right throws? Is he giving the right touch on it? And you saw a lot of issues with that throughout the year last year, his rookie year.
The whole year.
Yes.
Well, not the whole year, but when he came in.
Right. Whenever he came in, you saw those issues. And I even saw some practices, some clips in practice where he had some issues. But that's just going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. And the point of those camps and practices is to try different things and see what you can do. See what you can work on, what you like, what you don't like. But that's the big thing for Lamar. If he wants to be a respectable quarterback, or just like above average quarterback, you have to be able to make those throws, especially in tough games, playoff games, playoff potential games.
Right.
You got to be able in that moment to say, I'm gonna make this throw right here. I'm gonna plant my foot and drive this ball over the middle, down the sideline, or whatever. And that's just one of the things you have to see. And that's gonna be kind of interesting to see with him this game. You're gonna see a little more playing time with him. And the Green Bay, they got a lot more help on defense. They signed Preston Smith and Zadarius Smith, and they got those young corners they drafted last year. And, it's gonna be interesting to see.
So it should definitely be. It shouldn't be a walk in the park for Lamar this week.
No.
So that would be exciting to see. It would definitely be exciting to see Hollywood Brown.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be exciting to see him as well. And I know something I'm definitely excited. The Steelers and the Chiefs. McCole Hardman. I'm telling you, Dynasty. Yep. I'm gonna have to at some point. He's gonna be on my team. Out of we had 10 teams in the league or 12 for Titans. 10. So I don't know where, but this is another reason why I was iffy about going for the number 1 overall pick, because I do want David Montgomery, but I don't want to have to give up so much that I'm sitting there like, McCole, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Well,
I'm so sorry, McCole.
But it all depends where he might get drafted. I mean, he has the potential. He has the speed.
Yeah.
He had a really good a touchdown run.
That's what and you saw his legs were moving.
You saw the speed.
And the only reason the Chiefs even got him was because of Tyreek Hill. So I'm like, now you're just sitting here, like I said, what was that, 2 or 3 podcasts ago? Now you have a track meet on the field.
Right. But that's the other thing. Since Tyreek Hill's back on the field, you got Sammy Watkins there and stuff. How much playing time is he going to get necessarily?
Sammy Watkins is going to be on the outside. I don't believe he'll be on the inside. I think McColl's going to be the inside guy.
He might be.
He's taller than Tyreek, isn't he?
Probably.
I think he's 6.
He looks tall.
I think he's 6'2".
I mean, Tyreek Hill's only 6 foot, I think.
So McCole Hart, man, those legs were pumping.
I saw him put the burners on. I said, my God, there goes that man. Yeah. Felt like the wind blew by when he came by. I was like, oh my God.
Was that baby cheetah?
Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, they got speed on that team. And he might be something to look at, but I don't know if he's going to be there necessarily high draft pick. Per se. I think he'd be.
We just have to see.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, when you saw him do what he did.
Mm-hmm.
To me, just the speed alone, having the ball in his hand, stop, rise.
Yep.
That's all I heard. I heard, duh. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Stop it, McCole, stop it.
Not supposed to be doing this. Wait till the 4th preseason game and nobody cares or watches the game.
He's been, I've had him in my sights, David Montgomery. I'm trying to see something from Bryce Love.
You're not gonna see him.
I know, but that's my thing. I'm not gonna see him, and I want to see him. But
I love Bryce Love. I was a big fan of him in Stanford.
I don't know if I can draft him. That's my thing.
If you do it has to be later in the draft. I feel like because he's not gonna play much this year.
Yeah, because of Geis, Peterson, Thompson,
and he's on the pup list right now.
Yep. And I think I said this before, or I said I was talking to somebody this week. I think Thompson is on his way out.
You think so?
I think he's on his way out.
I don't think so. Not this year.
Not this year.
Oh, after this year? Oh, yeah.
After this year?
Yes.
Bryce Love, young guy. If he's tearing it up in training camp or whatever, they might make Chris Thompson available. Like, hey, we can trade him, or but I think he might get shopped.
Oh, Bryce Love has all the talent in the world. Like if he didn't tear his knee up, in the bowl game, he would have been like a first round pick or second round pick probably.
Yeah,
at least a second round pick because he was just that talented. He was a Heisman finalist 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean he was a beast. I mean he made play after play. He just hurt his knee, and that's why we were able to get him when we got him. But like you said, Aiden Peterson's not going to be in the next year.
No.
And Chris Thompson, after this year, he's got 1 year left on his deal. They can cut him or trade him.
And then also that's if Chris Thompson, he stayed healthy last season, didn't he?
He did, but he played, but he said he wasn't full strength because he was still recovering from when he broke his leg up the last.
So I just need to see if Chris Thompson can stay healthy. I think Chris Thompson, he has a good chance. I'm not saying for Redskin fans that Chris Thompson can't be on the team next season. It's not possible. But if Adrian Peterson comes in and they're still trying to figure out Geis Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
What if Adrian Peterson tears it up again?
Yep.
They're like, okay, we gotta get him another deal.
Right.
We gotta come back 1 more year. Like it's gonna keep being that 1 year thing. So now it's like, do you keep holding 4 running backs? Do you keep holding Chris Thompson, Love?
I think
Peterson.
I don't know because if he even has another good year, it'd be like you still say like this man is 34, 35 years old. At some point, he's gonna break. Jay Gruden more than likely is gonna be gone this year because if they're not making the playoffs. He's done so. He's out of there. Yeah. So they're gonna want younger, more talented players, which is what Darius Geis is, what Bryce Love is, even Samaje Perine. Jay Gruden's been raving about him so much this training camp. He's shown potential to look good for us. He's had some good games. The only issue with him is he can't hold on to the ball. Yeah. He fumbles sometimes. So you got 3 younger players there that you could use. There's guys could be the workhorse. He can catch the ball too. Bryce Love can do the same thing. They can reverse that, and one of them gets hurt. Samaje Perine, he can be the bell cow. Yeah. They got younger options they can have.
I forgot Perine was even there.
Yeah, well, he's not. I mean, he hasn't done much. So
I thought they moved him. They moved him a fullback or no?
No.
Okay.
He's always
why I thought that.
No,
but Russ was talking about it.
But that's just another young guy that they can use and doesn't have a whole bunch of wear and tear on him per se.
Something else that's kind of terrible. I don't think Perine's ever been hurt with you guys, has he?
Yeah, a little bit.
I was gonna say that Adrian Peterson had that significant leg injury that one, thinking towards ACL that 1 year, but that's the only thing that's ever really happened to Adrian Peterson.
Right, that's it. Even in that next year, he ran for 2,000 yards.
Yeah, so. And I'm sitting here like, okay, but all these young guys are being injury prone right now.
Right.
Bryce Love on the pup list. Geis tore ACL last year, your rookie season. So it's like you're pretty much just sitting here like, okay, I'm trying to see what you guys can do. I'm trying to get something. But Adrian Peterson, he has history. He's showing you that he's consistent. He's not getting injured. He's fully healthy. He's a grown man.
He's a grown man.
He's a grown man. I think that the last thing that I will probably talk about for week 2 is a DB and cornerback and wide receiver battle. The Colts and the Browns. Paris Campbell going against what's his name on the Browns?
Denzel Ward?
No, they just drafted this guy.
Greedy Williams, yeah.
Greedy had an up and down game against Washington. He showed that he was like, oh yeah, I have flashes here, and I potentially could be great.
Right.
But then other times it was like, oh, Greedy.
That's why he dropped in the draft.
Oh, Greedy.
It makes sense now. Yeah, I mean he has some potential there. Paris Campbell's gonna have to. I'm excited to see this too because he has to show me he can do more than just run the deep route.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not worried about Andrew Luck. Oh, we know Andrew Luck's not even playing, but I'm not worried about the quarterback play. I'm not worried about seeing Darius Leonard. I'm not worried about seeing any of that. I'm worried about seeing the 2 rookies go off like head to head, and it would still nice to see Denzel Ward go against Paris too.
Yeah,
that'd be nice too.
Absolutely, I'll be excited to see that. That's because it's gonna be interesting for that Colts offense because you have T.Y. Hilton who can run every route in the game.
Yep.
You got Eric Ebron who's gonna facilitate, and Jack Doyle is gonna take over the short and middle field.
Devin Funchess.
Devin Funchess, he's a big target, goal line guy, red zone area, and he can make plays too. So. Did they really just have him in there for packages on 34 receiver sets just to take the top off the defense?
And I was going to tell you, like, that guy that they were expecting to be the number 2 guy last year.
Yes.
Deion Kane.
Yep.
they still are talking so good. That's it, man. Y'all gonna make me do something
Yeah,
I don't want to do.
Yeah, right. You're going to make his stock rise too much in my head.
Please don't make me grab people early. I really don't want to have to do that.
I don't need to reach if I don't have to.
Because I can't remember, it was a fantasy app. The fantasy app that we were going to use for Dynasty. It wasn't Flea Flicker. It was another one.
Sleeper.
Okay, yeah. So what was it, Fantasy Sleeper? Or was it just called Sleep?
I think it's something.
Yeah, so on that app, right before I got my S10 Plus, I was using. I kept that app.
Mm-hmm.
There are forums on there that I didn't know. They have forums, and you can talk to anybody in the world, and they just open up for dialogue. And the people who made the app, they ask questions every day. What do you think about this? Did you heard this? And then it literally opens up the floor for everybody to talk and like whatever. So I really, if you're a fantasy owner, you don't want to pay for I guess what is it? I know Pro Football Focus Edge to look at like different things, or trying to talk to an actual expert on it. I can't. There's a certain another app I was using.
It has like analytics and stuff like
that.
that.
But you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Using that is like you pretty much get like a consensus. Like, okay, so all 500 people. It's a lot of people talking in that thing. Of course, some people act like Juro and they like to troll people. But
of course, there's always got to be at least one troll.
There has to be. Or if there's no troll, your forum obviously is not valid.
No, you don't even. It doesn't even count. I'm not even gonna listen to you. I'm not gonna read anything you say.
All right, Brian. So now we're gonna go. So now we this is for the YouTube people, but we're gonna go into. We do every week. Schedules for each division. Mm-hmm. So today we're gonna do the Minnesota Vikings. No, we didn't say Minnesota Vikings. The Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers of the NFC North. And then next week we'll do the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Yep. And we've already finished up the NFC South, the NFC East, AFC North. Yep. So now we're doing the NFC North. Yep. All right, Brian, are you ready?
I'm ready, Freddie.
You know what? I should probably get a piece of paper. I probably should.
There you go. I'm glad you had that right there next to you.
Yeah. I did not feel like I want to look for it.
No. That's a little clicky pad.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to decide between blue and red.
I like blue better. More calming.
Big facts. All right, Ryan. Week 1 for this is Green Bay.
Yep.
And this is just week 1, and this is probably going to be just as exciting as it was last year. The Bears and the Packers.
I think, as long as Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, I think that's going to be one of those games where the defense is an upgrade on Green Bay's side. We'll see what Mitchell Trubisky does in the second year with Matt Nagy's offense. But I think I'm going to pick Green Bay to win week 1.
I think because I couldn't believe Chicago lost last year the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chicago Soldier Field, they're going to take it this time. Week 1, they started off 1-0. Did they win last season? Started off? I think the Packers still won that game, even though.
Well, Aaron Rodgers came back in.
Yeah.
He left for a little bit, came back in. I think they won barely because Randall Cobb had a big touchdown catch.
And I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, Khalil Mack just had.
He did literally anything possible he could do. He had a pick, fumble, sacks. He did everything he possibly could, and he still got the L.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I felt bad for Khalil Mack on that one. He felt like he was still on the. He felt like he was still in Oakland, still losing games. Yeah.
He's like, I'm losing games when I have to do everything. I'm running the touchdowns back. I'm doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so week 2, Minnesota is playing Green Bay at Lambeau Field. I think that probably. I don't want. You know what? I think the Vikings pull off and Packers start off 0-2.
Well, I've been very vocal about this for very many podcasts. I think the Vikings are going to be good.
Yeah, you have been like the Jets.
Just like the Jets. But the difference though is I think the Vikings are actually going to win games. They're going to be competitive and win a lot of games.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I think Minnesota's going to come in. It's at Green Bay, I think.
Yeah, it's at Lambeau.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with Minnesota winning anyways.
Okay.
Didn't they win last year at Green Bay too?
They did.
Yep.
All right, so week 3, they got a little tough schedule here. The Denver Broncos are going to Lambeau Field to play Aaron Rodgers. And I like the fact that the Broncos, the defense is stepping back up again. It hasn't really gone anywhere.
No,
it hasn't really gone anywhere.
Right.
I guess the biggest blow, they lost Akeem Talib, but he's slowing down. But Green Bay has to win this game. I don't want to hear. I don't think they start off 0-3, then Aaron Rodgers telling everybody, "Hey, relax. It's just 0-3. We've come back from worse."
Yeah.
So I think they pull off here. They get a W.
Yeah, I think they beat Denver. I mean, Denver. I don't see Denver being that good of a team this year. They got Flacco, but Flacco, I feel like it's not that much of an upgrade over what they had with Case Keenum last year.
It's not an upgrade. It's
similar to the same tier.
Level,
same tier, yeah. So I mean, I don't really see much. You get much better for Denver. So yeah, Green Bay's gonna win this one.
So when the Eagles play the Packers, this is a 8:20. That's a Sunday night game. 8:20 Sunday night. Yeah, so
that's gonna be fun to watch.
That will be fun to watch, actually.
Because the Eagles got both really good offensive D line and offensive line. Like they have good lines overall. The Eagles gonna have a good offense, but the thing with the Eagles is the weakness that they had last year is that the secondary wasn't that good.
Yeah, and they had not done anything. That's why I keep saying the NFC East hasn't done anything. But look, the Redskins kind of have.
Right.
Because now when I sit there and look at Jimmy Moreland, I'm like, okay, well, DB stepping up in Washington.
Right. Exactly. So, it might be a little something, but if that secondary is still the same as it is last year, with Aaron Rodgers healthy, you got Devontae Adams. I'm a big fan of John Allison.
Vando Scantling.
Yep. Jimmy Graham's still there. Aaron Jones. I mean, I think Green Bay wins this game.
All right, so week 5, boom, 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 boom. Week 5, Dallas Cowboys at AT&T. Is Zeke there?
I hope Zeke's there. My God, I hope Zeke's there. I need him for Dynasty, man. I hope so.
By God, I hope he's there. I don't want to understand your struggles right now.
You don't want to.
I don't want to understand.
I don't want to talk about it. This is more struggle.
But this is making it a lot easier on me.
Mm-hmm.
When I have to play you, I get to play Brandon. I'm gonna be so thrilled.
I know.
These are easy wins for everybody. This is my bye week.
No. I still have a great receiver corps, buddy. Anyway, and then either way, Aaron Rodgers.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get the number 1 overall pick. I'm gonna add David Montgomery to my running back core.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if you get something worthy that I say, okay, let's make this trade.
I'm gonna be like, Brian, I'll give you my 7th round picks for the next 7 years.
Oh, really? Really?
7th round pick.
You've piqued my interest. Throw in an extra 7th round pick for the year after we got a deal.
Okay. You heard on the podcast. I'm showing this to everybody.
We didn't shake hands.
Showing this.
We didn't shake hands.
So the Cowboys, I think if the Cowboys have Ezekiel Elliott, the Cowboys win. If the Cowboys don't have him, the Cowboys lose. And I'm banking on that Ezekiel Elliott, he won't be there.
I think he's going to be there. But I still don't think it's going to matter because Aaron Rodgers is a Cowboy killer. Aaron Rodgers knows how to beat that team. I'll never forget watching that playoff game, and he threw that, and he did just enough to get him to win that game.
Just enough.
Just enough. I mean, that catch of Jared Cook.
Not enough. Just enough.
That's what Aaron Rodgers does, man. He is awesome with us, especially against Dallas for some reason. I think that he's
terrible.
I just don't see Dak being that great enough that he's going to be able to defeat Aaron Rodgers like that. Yes, Dallas has a really good defense, but Green Bay's defense is going to take a step up this year, I think, in the offense. As long as Aaron Rodgers is healthy, that offense is also going to take another leap. They got a new offense. So I think it's going to go well for Green Bay this year. I think that they're going to go in A&T Bank.
AT&T.
I keep wanting to say M&T Bank.
Oh. This is not Baltimore.
I've been around 2 months. Yeah, I think go in Dallas and they get a victory here.
Okay, we both have them on a 3-game winning streak right now. This game it's a rival game, but it's not a game. It's not a rival game that it's probably big for the Detroit Lions, but it's not big for me like the Green Bay Packers or the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta give the Packers the win here. I know for it's good that they've added all these pieces. Who did the Detroit Lions just lose for the season?
They lost.
They just lost a receiver for the season.
The Lions did.
They did. I think they did.
I was like, well, I know it's not Kenny Galladay.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a big name. It wasn't a big name. Of course, now everybody knows I have to find who I'm talking about. Jermaine Curse. They lost Jermaine
Oh yeah,
Kearse
I saw him break his leg. Did you see that?
Oh no, I'm not watching.
Oh, it was brutal. I think it was dangling there. Yeah, it was bad.
Well, and they kept saying it was supposed to be a bounce back year for him, and I guess not. But I traded for Marvin Jones, and that's more targets for me.
Yeah, exactly. So
more targets for me.
It might look good for you, Dennis. You might these bets you have they're starting to pay off a little bit.
I keep trying to tell you, you gotta take a risk sometimes, but no one wants to listen.
I'm hearing more and more about Curtis Samuels too.
I'm trying to tell you. Nobody wants to listen to me. Dennis, you're making these foolish trades. And then Makel. Oh, I just can't be in 2 dynasty leagues because of the trades in the other one. I'm like, okay.
Don't even get me started on that.
I'm like, the trades aren't bad.
No, he just had the one trade.
Dennis, you had one of the top teams last season. I had the most. I had the most points in the whole league. I finished 4th, all because the one guy I traded for, Marlon Mack. I traded a 1st-round pick in 2020 for Marlon Mack, and I didn't start him in the playoffs. I can't remember who I started. But I started Damian Williams over him. Mm-hmm. And Marlon Mack, if I would start Marlon Mack, I win the game. I didn't start him. Everybody gave me help for it. So you know how that goes. It's hard being a fantasy owner with a lot of options.
Right, exactly. It's a lot.
So what do you think, Packers or Lions?
Packers.
That's what I'm thinking.
And Lions, I feel bad for Matt Stafford for all these years of this being mediocre, but it's going to be another one of those years. I'm not a fan of Matt Patricia. I thought it was a terrible hire, and I think it's just going to go south for him again this year.
He's getting fired. He
should get fired. He sucks. I don't know why would you hire a defensive coordinator when the Super Bowl game he just gave up 41 points?
He was a part of a system.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like TB12 can make anybody look good when you're winning.
All Belichick coaches are like that. They go somewhere else, it's just not that
You're
good.
like, huh. Then that's why Josh McDaniels said, let me rethink this.
Let me stay here in New England. I'm going to have a paycheck and stay with the team. I don't have to worry about nothing.
Because I definitely know if I leave. Because he was supposed to take the coach job.
Yeah.
He was supposed to take the coach job.
Which worked out for Indianapolis.
Oh, it definitely did.
They couldn't be happy about that.
All right, so week 7. I'm trying to find where that bye week is. I think, all right, wait, did I miss the bye week? I'm not sure if I missed the bye week. Nope, there's right there. Yep. There's the bye week. All right, so week 7, Detroit, they play the Raiders.
The Raiders.
No Antonio.
No Antonio, that's a no-go, so you get an L.
All right, so Green Bay's on a run right now.
Ooh, I'm excited for this game.
They have a lot of night games. Look at this. 8:20, 8:15, 8:20.
You got Aaron Rodgers teams.
A lot of 4:25, 4:20. They got a lot of primes.
Of course they do. Aaron Rodgers, buddy.
They have a lot of primes. All right, so 8:20 game, October 27th. Brian, Packers. At Arrowhead Stadium.
That's gonna be a fun game to watch.
I can't wait to watch that.
I can't wait either. That's gonna be a good game to watch.
You know why I'm gonna be having fun? McCole Hardman.
Oh, you think he's gonna do something in that game?
He's gonna do something.
Okay. So does that mean that it's gonna be enough for them to get a W, or is they still gonna get an L?
Chiefs win here.
I think Chiefs win here too. Chiefs are just gonna be.
Brian, our answers are so to get. Oh. Your favorite
That's
team.
There
we go.
Oh, let me see.
I'm calling it Brian's favorite. Well, Brian's team to win the AFC West this season. If you're on the podcast, you already know. For the YouTube viewers, the Los Angeles Chargers. Brian believes the Los Angeles Chargers will be the number 1 team in the AFC West, which probably means they have a chance to be the number 1 team in the AFC if that's the case.
Yep.
So, Brian, Packers playing in Los Angeles. What's happening here? Because this is another big game.
Look, Aaron Rodgers is gonna come back to California. He's gonna be all excited. He's gonna be all loosey goosey with throwing the ball everywhere.
Okay.
But it's gonna be thrown to the wrong team.
Oh no!
L for the Packers. Chargers win this game.
I have it the other way around. Packers win this game.
Sucker.
I already told you the Chiefs are winning this. The Chiefs are winning this division. Are we putting a bet on this too, Brian?
I'll put a bet on this.
What's the? I want another food bet.
You want another food bet? Where are we going this time?
That's a good question.
We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
By the end of the podcast, we'll have you finished. Week 10, Carolina Panthers, Curtis Samuel, my boy.
Your boy.
The Carolina Panthers at Lambeau Field.
Playing against my boy Geronimo Allison.
Yeah. And the Panthers lose here.
Yeah, Panthers definitely lose here.
They lose here.
I mean, we went over this last week, and they were. I had them finishing like 8-8 actually.
Yeah, you had made it.
But they lost. But they lost this game.
Yeah, I had them at 7-9 last week. So week 11, another good. They have a lot of good games on the schedule.
Yes, they do.
Packers, 49ers at Levi Stadium. Another 4:25 game.
Oof.
Right before Thanksgiving, or nope? Is this Thanksgiving? It's not
No.
Thanksgiving. It's not Thanksgiving.
It's like a few days before that.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday.
Man. All right, so
I think this might be one of those games that Green Bay loses. The 49ers are going to be competitive enough where
they play good at home.
Yes, they do. And as long as Jimmy Garoppolo's there, they got some new weapons there. They got a little bit better defense. Nick Bosa should be back by then.
Oh my goodness, that line I forgot.
Yep. I think I'm going to have to go with
You're right.
49ers.
Because Packers always keep having a problem with Aaron Rodgers getting hit.
Yep.
And then I think we talked about this last week or 2 podcasts ago that the 49ers have 4. It's Arik Armstead, now Nick Bosa. Now I'm being slow because there's 2 other guys. Arik Armstead.
Solomon Thomas.
I'm being disrespectful. I'm being real disrespectful.
Hold on.
They have 5 because Jimmy Ward is on that defense.
Yeah.
He was a first round pick.
Eric Armstead. Joey Bosa. Nick
Bosa.
Solomon Thomas. And then
they traded for D Ford.
Yep.
They traded for D Ford.
Was he first round pick?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Yep, he sure was. That's why I was like, that line.
Yeah,
Week 12, there's no point of talking about this.
Playing the Giants.
The New York Giants.
It's still an L, regardless of how you say it.
I'm sorry. Was that week 11 or week 12? I can't.
12.
Wait, which one? I bet you we skipped the bye week. Oh yeah, the bye week was a Panthers game.
Well, everybody wins the bye week.
So everybody wins the bye week. So this is probably week 13 now because I missed the bye week.
13, 14. Yeah.
So this is week 13?
This is 13. 13, 14, 15, 16.
No, this is no, this is technically that's
week 17, yeah.
So 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. That was week 12. And then so that means week 11 was the bye week. Yeah, I got it right.
Yep.
All right, so week 13, the Giants, and we both got them getting W's here. And week 14, your Washington Redskins.
We played them last year, and I was at that game. That was a fun game to go to. Even though it was raining, it was still a lot of fun to go to. We beat them. It's not going to happen this time.
It's not going to happen this time?
Not this time.
Is Dwayne Haskins starting right here?
I think Dwayne probably will start by this time. I'm pretty sure he's going to start at some point. Unless Colt McCoy, Case Keenum really, get some momentum going and win some games for us and stuff, and they can't bench him at that point, then if not, then it's Dwayne's time.
It's his time.
It's his time to shine. Or flop.
Against the Packers, he'll shine.
He'll
shine. In week 15, the team they played week 1, but this time they're at Lambeau, Chicago. What happens here, Brian?
I think the Bears win this one. I think this is gonna be
I guarantee you that game gets flexed.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. This is gonna probably be like one of those
That
playoff
game,
potential.
Yeah, that game's getting flexed.
Yeah, so I still think that it's gonna be a tough game, but the Bears are gonna be motivated. They lost the first game in my schedule. They lost last year at Green Bay. I think they're gonna win this one.
I think the Bears. Yeah. Yep, I think the Bears sweep the Packers this year.
That's what you have, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Week 16, the Vikings. I don't know what their stadium is called for some reason. I know almost every stadium. I don't know what the Vikings stadium is called. But
Yeah.
they're playing the Vikings. I think the Vikings win it here.
I think Vikings win it too.
Do you have the Vikings sweeping them?
Uh-huh. Captain Kirk is on a mission this year.
Disrespect. Week 17.
Win.
I got the Packers losing.
That's because you just want to troll. It's because Gerald's not here doesn't mean you got to troll.
And they're playing the Detroit Lions. So it's a division game. Anything can happen, Brian. You know this. Stop playing with me.
It's true.
So 1, 2, 3.
I still have
4.
12 and 4.
Goodness gracious. 12 and 4, Brian.
That's crazy.
1, 2, 3. I have them at 11 and 5.
Goodness gracious, Dennis.
That sounds doable.
It does
You sound over the top.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. There's probably be
I don't know why that sounds like such a big difference, but yours sounds over
It
the
does.
top.
It does. It really does, though. Like,
I don't know why it sounds.
there's probably gonna be a game or two that I'm gonna get wrong here. Like, but they have the talent to go. At least win 10 games.
All right, so now we're gonna go over the Chicago Bears schedule. We're gonna get out of here. So we already got week 1.
Yep.
Wait, that whole time I can write down week. Oh, we'll get back down there. Week 2, Chicago Bears, Broncos, 2 stud defenses, but Joe Flacco's gonna get murked.
Yeah, that defense on Denver might be a stud, but that offense is gonna be a dud, and they're gonna get an L here.
I like what you just did there.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you.
Oh, do we try to go to this game, Brian?
Do we?
Chicago, Washington. I'm gonna look up the tickets. I'm gonna see what the tickets are looking like.
I gotta see what I'm off for that game.
Washington Redskins are home against the Chicago Bears. I don't know.
That's a Thursday night game, I think, or it's a night game.
Yeah, definitely a night game.
Dennis might not be going now. He's got work in the morning. That's what stood for.
I'm saying, because I'm trying to think how many times whoever's starting, which nobody knows, who's getting sacked.
Oof. Yeah, the Bears definitely.
Who is Donald Penn stopping on that defense?
I can't. Get the Bears a W.
It's a win.
Yeah.
That's what you said. I was like, okay.
Yeah. That's all I needed to know.
Week 4, your competitive team that wins games, the Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears. But it's hard. See, this is what makes it so hard. I can't. It's so hard to go against the Bears. I'm just giving the Bears a win.
I'm giving the Vikings a W here. I'm doing it.
Oh boy, this Vikings team better win this division.
That's what I'm hoping for.
All right, week 5, the Oakland Raiders, no Antonio.
Bears.
You gotta be the Bears.
Yeah, gotta go Bears. This could be one of those divisions where they have 3 playoff teams from that division.
Oh yeah. It could be like for me, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be the NFC North, or it's gonna be the NFC South.
Yes,
it's gonna be one or the other. It ain't gonna be the NFC West.
No,
it ain't gonna be the NFC East.
It definitely ain't gonna be NFC East.
So week 6, great game. Oh wait, whole time. Week 6, is that their bye week? That's their bye week.
Yep.
Week 6 is their bye week. So week 7, but like I said, everybody wins.
Yep, everybody
wins. Week 7, the Saints, the Bears.
You know how I feel about them Saints. So who dat? Give them a W.
I'm picking the Bears. I told you to stop saying it on this podcast.
I know you're a Panthers fan, Dennis, and I hurt you a little bit. But...
All right, well, so week 8, they got to play the Chargers.
Chargers gonna win this game.
You know the Bears back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
Back-to-back losses at home.
Back to back.
Like Drake.
L's, yes.
You're terrible. but I'm giving them edge. It's not back to back, so I don't care.
That's their first loss for you. Wow. That's crazy.
Wow. I'm doing too much.
Yeah, you talk about me doing the most.
But that was the Packers. We're talking about Khalil Mack. I'm not Mitchell Trubisky. Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Week 9, Chicago and the Eagles.
Bears.
Yeah.
Bears gonna win this one.
For some reason, I just feel like it's gonna be. No, I'm not. It's the Bears.
The Bears.
The bad news Bears.
Yeah.
This one I will write a loss for because it's always iffy because divisional games and you can never predict a divisional game. Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears. Lions were gonna go into this one and actually pull out a sneak out of there with the win. Man. I think that'd be if Detroit sneaks out with a win. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, it won't be. It'll barely be a W. It'll be a W regardless.
So are you putting the W for the Bears?
No, Bears. Yeah, the Bears win. Bears win this game.
Week 11, another great game.
Yep.
Night game. Sunday night.
Yep.
Bears and Rams.
This could be one of those games. We saw a little bit of what Jared Goff does when he's under pressure.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too good. And when you have the Chicago defense going against them, it's not going to be that easy for him either. It's going to be tough sledding. So.
And then also to remember that the Rams lost. They don't have. They lost to Ndamukong Suh.
Ndamukong Suh's not there. Robert Quinn's not there.
Yeah, they're both gone. So David Montgomery all of a sudden turns his wheels all over the Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Bears to win this one. Actually,
I think so too. Oh man, this is not looking good for me. Oh, the next game, the Giants. Everybody
wins against the Giants. Poor Giants.
Oh, poor Giants. Week 13. The Lions. The Lions will be the Achilles heel for the Chicago Bears.
They will.
And they're going to sweep them on my books.
The Lions are. I'll give them. I say the Lions win this game.
Okay, yeah, Lions win. Week 14, great game. This looks like Monday night.
It is a Monday night game. It's at Chicago too, I think.
Dallas Cowboys, Chicago Bears. You
think Dax can do good in that cold weather up there in Chicago?
You're right. That's a loss.
Yeah,
that's a loss for the Cowboys.
Yes, it is. Sucks to suck, Dallas.
That's. I think on the Packers when I just said that I said the Bears sweep the Packers. I sure did say that.
What do I have them doing?
You have.
Oh yes, the Bears take an L.
Oh yeah, you have. Oh wait, no, I have the Packers winning this game. We both had them taking an L here.
Yep.
Week 16. Oh.
Oh man, they played the Chiefs
Sunday nights.
Damn.
Chiefs at Soldier Field.
I'm sorry, Bears. I'm sorry.
I have to go Chiefs.
I have to go Chiefs too.
So you're picking the Chiefs?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah. And last but not least, Week 17, the Bears playing in the unknown stadium, Minnesota Vikings. I'm looking this up after the podcast, by the way.
I want to say it's like United Bank or something.
It's not Bank of America no more, is it? Is it still Bank of America?
Maybe.
Just look it up now, Brian, please. But what do you think happens here? I know you keep your real high. You already
U.S. Bank Stadium. I knew
U.S.
it was a bank. I knew it was a bank.
We definitely knew that.
I do think very highly of the Vikings. I'm teeter-totter on this though because I feel like the Vikings
already swept the Packers.
I was gonna say, do the Vikings already clinch a playoff spot? Did they did they have a bye? Did they want to actually sit this one out? Let the Bears win this? I think.
I think the Vikings win.
I think the Vikings win this too.
Oh, we're terrible. We got the Bears closing out with 3 losses. All right, so count the losses. 1, 2. See, not too bad. 10 and 6.
Yeah, that's a playoff spot.
That's a playoff spot. You got them at 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey.
What? Hey, Brian.
I don't know. I might want to change the last game to no, I'm sticking to it. 8-8.
8-8.
Yeah, 8-8.
Yeah,
This
is when I know it's time to go. Everybody, from YouTube to the podcast to anybody hearing this on Instagram, Brian's disrespectful. First off, and pause. Where are we going? Where are we going for this bet on the Packers?
Chatters.
Okay.
I want some croissants. Them croissants
Don't
are
worry.
the best thing on the menu.
I'll be getting my salmon paid for.
You gotta be salmon. As long as I get my croissants.
All you care about is bread.
I love bread, Dennis. I love bread. That's all it's about. Getting that bread.
I'm leaving. Like I was like, everybody from the podcast to YouTube, we appreciate you tuning in to Sports Outside the Box. We will see you next week.